All right, welcome back. Now I have two videos. Got two videos that I want to deal with today. First is about dog training. Like I titled the stream, and I also put it in the thumbnail. Now I've talked about dog trainers and dog training several times. But I feel like talking about it again after watching this video about a Labrador that allegedly had anxiety issues around new environments. New environments. So she's trying to help the dog get adapted
You know Harbor Freight for
to the world around it.
affordability, but durability goes right along with it. You see, we test.
Which is pathetic. Having to train a dog to be comfortable, look what it says, in new environments. We heard this several times. You could go to any or several dog trainers' websites. You hear them talking about this all the time, how dogs have increased anxiety in new environments. That is pathetic. Life is all about going into new environments. Could you imagine if you didn't? Could you imagine being born in one room and staying in that room for your entire flipping life? Because the truth is that the human, or not just human, our brain is supposed to flourish when we encounter new environments. That's something that we seek out. Some of you travel, or you've heard or maybe know people who travel. That's why they travel. There's an excitement when you visit a city you've never been before. You almost feel like you want to purchase a house in each new city that you visit. It's a feeling that I really can't put into words. Going into new environments. But these creatures start to experience anxiety, start to shake and quiver like mutants, backwards mutants. You get this unpleasant feeling in new environments. What type of insanity is that? Like, wow. New environments. Okay. Now, that's pathetic. And how she treats this issue is also pathetic. And we're all familiar with this. This dog came to the trainer with a lot of anxiety towards the world around him. That is pathetic. That is abnormal. What a dysfunctional mutant. What a pathetic so-called pet. And that's a big reason why I would not want it if I were a pet person. I don't want no creature that is filled with anxiety when it enters new environments. Because what happens when dogs experience anxiety? They attack. Like a bunch of doofus mutants. So you see how she's dealing with this anxiety, right? She brings the dog into a new environment and starts giving it food. Look at what she wrote. She said, as this dog was food motivated, just like all dogs are, she used treats to encourage focus and obedience through positive reinforcement. I just read the caption that she wrote on this script. How pathetic is that? They use food for everything. Whenever they talk about training a dog, they're talking about feeding it. They're just going to take it around whatever stimulus you're referring to and start stuffing its face full of food. And then they're going to say, look, you see, it's not focused on the stimulus. Yeah, because you're feeding it. What happens when you're not feeding it? Is this even training? Don't you train dogs with the intent on giving the dog back to whoever it belongs to? And they're not going to always be feeding this thing when it's around these stimulus. This ain't this is pathetic. It don't go beyond pathetic. Okay, look at this. See how she's in new room, different environments? Look at this. Knowing he would be rewarded, the dog became much more inclined to follow commands and focus on his handler. Whoa, look at this. I cured his anxiety. And look at how greedy and obsessed. Look at the gluttony. It really makes me hate these things even more. The obsession with food. Oh, get out of here. That stupid music. Yeah, of course, lady. Look at this.
He came to us quite a little bit anxious when he was in new environments, around like fast cars and trains. Today we're going to take him to London to practice in the city and get him used to the trains.
Pathetic. Now look at that right there. The gluttony and the tail wagging, they should be euthanized just for that alone. That tail wagging is so disgusting. It's fanning their anus fumes around the atmosphere. That is disgusting. Look at it. You see, it literally jumped at her hand. Oh, that's not impressive. That's not impressive to me. Look at it. How obsessed it. Yeah, it's not focused on the trains. It's not focused on the new environment. It's focused on the food. Again, I'm not impressed. That's pathetic. Ugh, disgusting. This thing is not even hungry. They just eat to eat, constantly. Now, I can't say that. Maybe the parasites inside of its body makes it or keeps them feeling hungry at all times, which is most likely the case. But I don't care what the cause is. The result is disgusting. The result is a gluttonous, food-obsessed, fixated mutant. And that constant tail wagging is extremely abnormal. No other animal does that. Fan their tail like that constantly. That is disgusting. And you can tell the purpose is strictly to spread that odor that comes out their anal sacs. Disgusting. That's why dog lovers put so much energy into trying to project tail wagging as cute, as something that you should look at as cute and adorable, because it's so disgusting and repulsive. And this is pathetic. Now she's on the train, and look, it's obsessed. She done fed it 1,000 times already. Now look, and as soon as she reaches her hand to her bag, it turns its disgusting face around immediately. You see that? It's toxic, vermin, parasitic, slobbering face whipped this face around as soon as her hand touched her bag. A greed, gluttony is always unattractive. Under no context is that ever a cute or adorable thing to witness. It always looks like a turnoff. It's always disgusting. Gluttony and greed. So everything about these things is disgusting. And look, she's making a trail, a line of food. She'll drop a piece of food, then move a little ways, drop another one. To help it what? Go down the stairs? Because it has anxiety of elevators and stairs, escalators. She said, look, with some food as motivation, it was even brave enough to approach escalators. Yeah, they're dumb. These escalators could very well be deadly. They could very well be something to be afraid of. Because they're so fixated and obsessed with food, you could lead them to their demise using food. That is pathetic, and it is not admirable at all. Pathetic. Anus, fume, fanning, food obsessed, inbred, retarded mutants. Euthanize it. Now on to the next video. This joker recently, was it about 4 months ago? I don't know if he lives in China or if he just made a visit to China, but he decided to create this video while he was in China. And I want to show y'all this part because he decided to film the dog meat market area.
I'm not sure if I can show this on YouTube. I might.
Now you already know what that kind of involves. Guilt shaming. Oh, how could these people do this and all that type of stuff. Which is pathetic. Pathetic. Now, he is looking for somebody to ask questions. He wants to ask someone questions, and he thinks he's found one lady right here.
There's another dog stand right here. Hopefully this lady's not gonna tell me to stop filming, and maybe we can ask her a couple questions. What is she saying?
Just walk away.
Why?
But he don't know how you would put your face in your video. So we just have your material video and we just walk. Okay.
Okay.
See, the people in this dog meat market area, they don't want Westerners over there with cameras. So he's having a terrible time finding, a place that'll accept them, especially the ones who sell dog meat, because they see the YouTube videos, and they were even referred to one that was uploaded by Vice, where, somebody filmed out here in these dog meat markets.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, guys. They know it's taboo and that the Western world doesn't really appreciate this. So I get it, but it's like, it's weird, bro.
No, it's not weird. You are weird. You and your fellow nutters are the ones who are weird. Your failure to understand that dogs are no different from other animals makes you the weird one. And in reality, they're beneath all other animals. They're beneath all other animals because they're mutants. Inbred, worthless mutants.
Tenjen is now trying to get me an interview with one of the ladies here who sells dog, but yeah, this is really hard to arrange right now.
What question you want to ask?
Ask her how she feels about Western people not liking dog meat.
See, what type of stupid question is that? Ask her how she feels about Western people not liking dog meat. She obviously doesn't care. If it's this difficult to get an interview, why would you waste a question by asking something stupid that you should obviously know the answer to? That question was really sort of designed to guilt shame her. And it was pathetic. Pathetic. Here she is sitting in a pile of cooked dogs, and he gonna ask her how she feels about Westerners who don't like it. Idiot. Let's continue.
She say, foreign people eat beef as they like our eat dog. That's also
foreign people eat cows. We eat dog. It's the same thing. In other words, she's saying we don't look at dogs as any different from other animals.
As Europe.
I asked her whether she will be sad when eating dog.
Asked her if he went and asked her one of the questions that he really wanted to ask. Wait a minute. So I want y'all to read this.
I asked her.
He said, I asked her if she would be sad if she eats dog. Why would you ask that stupid question? Looked like she was sitting there chowing on some dog meat just then. She's here cooking it. Why would... So, in other words, again, trying to guilt shame her. And in a weird way. She's from a whole different culture, different country. Why would she feel sad?
Whether she will be sad when eating dog. She said the meat dog is different from the pet dog,
Okay. How is it different? Why is it different?
Because the pet dog we raise them from a puppy,
Yeah.
Begin love to them, and the meat dog born to, I don't.
It's
I don't
just
know.
for food.
Yes, it's just for food.
Okay.
What is stupid? Ain't no difference. He said, pet dogs, you give them love. And that don't make it a different dog. Don't nothing make it different. These so-called pet dogs are no different from the dogs y'all eating right now.
Okay, I understand. Okay.
This is a different culture.
Different culture. Exactly. Nobody should have had to tell you that, dude. This is why I don't get these people who have such a hard time accepting differences. Pathetic. Some people don't like dogs. Some people don't like dog meat. Some people don't like dogs. Some people like to eat dog meat. Like, who are you to treat people who like dog meat or who cook or sell dog meat? Who are you to treat them like they're some type of alien? Like they're doing something wrong or immoral when you eat other animals yourself.
I know that, and I mean, I do respect it because this is a very traditional part of China where this is normal, so it's a generational thing, and I respect that. It is okay. It is just that, to me, it is mind-blowing because we are not used to that. And
listen to how crazy he sounds. He couldn't give a logical explanation. It's just that, hey, we're not used to it. That's pathetic.
it is kind of like crazy to me, if that makes sense.
Crazy. Yeah, it's just crazy to you, huh? But you can't explain how. No, it don't make sense. You're not making sense. It's crazy to you because you've been brainwashed to view the dog as a human, to view dogs as a human population. Whose problem is that? Hey, yeah, that's your problem. So go iron that out. Shout out to all of you able to join me for this live stream. I hope you can join me on the next as we continue with this crusade.